Hi everybody, I'm Josh Constantine with TechCrunch TV, and today we're reviewing the Facebook phone, the much heralded HTC First that was revealed last Thursday at Facebook headquarters and will ship out for arrival this Friday alongside the release of the downloadable version of the new Android home screen replacement software Home that the First comes with pre-installed. Let's check out the look and feel of the HTC First. The HTC First is a mid-market handset. It's not meant to compete with the iPhone 5 or the brand new Samsung Galaxy phones, but instead of having that industrial sort of hard aluminum edge style design, it's got a sort of soft feel. It feels really warm in the hand, and it comes in a variety of colors. It comes in 4 colors, and the rounded edges and the sort of round feel overall really makes it sort of cradle right into your hand. It's got a nice big speaker on the bottom, which gets relatively good sound, and the power button's up on top. It's on the right side and makes it relatively easy to touch. Overall, I think that the phone feels really nice. It's remarkably light for having such a large screen, and overall, it's something that you want to hold. It's not maybe something you want to press up against your face like a nice aluminum iPhone 4S, but it feels good. The HTC First screen is sharp, but not quite as bright as you might hope, and it's got a little bit of that cold feeling in terms of what the light quality is. It's a lot sharper than the iPhone, but not going to be nearly as sharp as the new HTC One or some of the other premier new smartphones. As for the HTC First specs, it's got a 4.96 inch by 2.56 by 0.35 inch screen with a weight of just 4.37 ounces, so remarkably light for how big it is. It runs a Qualcomm 8930A processor, dual core with 1.4 gigahertz, and it rolls on the Android 4.1 system, which has been slightly modified by HTC and Facebook to optimize home and allow for those notifications from outside of Facebook to pipe into the home screen. The First comes with 16 gigabytes of storage and 1 gigabyte of RAM. It runs on a micro SIM and has NFC capabilities. One of the First's biggest drawbacks is that it's a little bit harder to reach your camera than it usually is. Instead of it being available straight from the lock screen, you have to open up the app drawer and then select your camera. So the one thing that you won't get if you download Home for standard Android, but you do get on HTC First, is notifications from outside of Facebook piped into Home. So normally you get your Facebook notifications like about friends' birthdays or being tagged in photos, but on the HTC First you can also get your email, Google Now notifications, calendars, and then any other app including Twitter or anything that can show up in your Google notifications tray can show up on the HTC First home screen. You can scrub away these notifications easily by just pulling them to the left, and if you hold them all at once, they condense and you can scrub them at once together. But if you click on one of them, you get a second tap to open it, and you go straight from your home screen into your email or calendars or wherever else you need to go. Once you've got the HTC First set up, the first thing you'll notice is the home screen. This is Facebook cover feed. It brings in all the photos and status updates from your Facebook news feed straight onto your home or lock screen. You can see that they sort of pan with a little bit of a Ken Burns style effect, and photos appear really big, but it's all in portrait view, which is a little bit interesting. You can scroll to the left or right to check out different stories, and you can double tap to like something. It makes a cute little sound. And if you hold down a photo, you can get the full version, without the zoomed-in Ken Burns effect. The fonts and photos and everything in the cover feed are a lot bigger than in the standard Facebook app, which makes it for a really great laid-back experience. If you just want to hang out in bed and watch the photos zoom by or not have to squint too hard, cover feed gives a really great experience. My favorite feature of Home, and one that works really well on the First, is chat heads. This creates little overlaid bubbles whenever somebody Facebook messages you or SMSs you, and you can drag these little bubbles around the screen if they get in the way somewhere. When you click on them, they open this overlaid chat window that you can look through. But what's really cool is that you can just open any app, look at your email and you've got that chat head still sitting there, which means you can open it up and refer to things that you're looking at. So, if you go onto the home screen and you open your maps and you need to give someone directions, you can always have that message there ready to open. You don't have to switch back and forth between any apps, which makes it really easy to talk about something you're computing. It merges communications and computing on a phone. SMS messages get piped into the chat heads feature as well. So if somebody sends you a message, it'll pop up, and there you go. You can just open it up and switch between your Facebook messages and your SMS messages with no friction. And do the same. You can just move them around, and they sit together, and they've got this cute little responsive design. And when you're done with the message and you want to just be able to look at it later through Messenger, or you don't want it cluttering your home screen anymore, you can just toss it down into the bottom tray, and it disappears. Facebook is really trying to kill SMS with this feature. You know, the normal SMS messenger is buried pretty deep into the home screen. It's not immediately accessible. Facebook really wants you to use its own messenger service instead. And the fact that SMSs get piped in as chat heads means you don't really ever have to open that SMS app if you don't want to. The SMS messages just get sent as if they're normal ones if somebody isn't your Facebook friend. So if they're a friend, they'll end up getting sent a Facebook message. Otherwise, they'll get a standard SMS. The camera itself is one of the HTC First's weakest features. It's only 5 megapixels, and the shots come out looking a bit soft, and in low light they come out really blurry with a ton of distortion. Photos shot on the HTC First look a lot worse than those on, say, the 8 megapixel iPhone 4S camera. Google search is buried a little deeper in the phone than on a standard Android, where it's usually accessible from the lock screen. You have to open up the apps, slide over from the main app drawer, and then get to the Google search bar at the top. However, luckily, you can always just double or hold down on the home screen to launch Google Now and Google Search. If for some reason you bought the HTC First, but you really don't like home, you can actually completely disable it. All you have to do is go into the home settings, and you can either stop it from showing up when the lock screen turns on, so you have the normal Google Open app launcher, or you can turn off Facebook Home completely. Now you'll have back to the standard Google launcher. In the end, the question is whether you should buy an HTC First. That depends. How much do you like home? If you really want that chat heads feature, you're not going to be able to get it on iOS for a while. And if you're in the market for a mid-budget phone, the HTC First could be a good choice. It's got a good feel. Overall, I think the quality is pretty high, and the home software runs great on it, especially with the added notifications capabilities that bring in stuff from outside of Facebook. If you already have an Android phone or are considering a different one, you're going to be able to get home anyways. So the question is, does that extra ability to bring in notifications from your email and calendar, does that make or break the experience for you? Also, are you a heavy photo taker? Because if you want to be able to open up your camera quickly, home is not the way. For teens, heavy Facebook users, and people that can't live without their email notifications, the HTC First could be a great choice for $99. So if you're an extra-friendly teenager, a hardcore social networker, or someone who can't live without their home screen notifications from email, the HTC First could be a great choice for just $99. You're not going to get the latest technology like in premier smartphones, but if your friends come first, the HTC First should come home with you.